Matt, where do we start with that one? 90 minutes of a fairly even game, half each perhaps, and then 30 minutes of chaos, really.
Chaos. It was a quality we needed to show through at a certain stage in relation to the game. Look, it was always going to be an arm wrestle for a long period of time. They're an outstanding team at our level, and I think they showed that tonight. We had to stay in the game at certain times. Gam's made a couple of big saves at 0-0, and then all of a sudden we just had a little bit of extra in terms of maybe our legs and a little bit of quality off the bench as well. And we scored some good goals towards the end of the game, and it's an enjoyable finish, but we had to enjoy a certain amount of, not pain, but a struggle through the game because it was a difficult game of football.
I know you've got your opinion on the 5 substitutions rule, but 2 of your subs today
I keep on moaning about it. I will keep on moaning about it because, let's be honest, I've been able to change the outcome again, similar to what we did in the game at their place. Look, I think our fitness levels showed, and Bradford might not have been able to make as many changes as ourselves in 10 minutes at the end, but they weren't quite as, not physically prepared, but they were on their knees towards the end of the game, and that's a real shame in terms of that. So I don't like that rule, and I don't like it. I hope it doesn't get introduced in any way, but we've got to be mindful that in this competition we can use it.
I know that you perhaps over 90 minutes probably didn't want to bring Matt J on, same for Saturday, but you did, and you know, it's changed
it wasn't
the game.
about not wanting to bring on. It's just when the time was right. Let's be honest, when the game's as compact as it was for a long period of time, with no disrespect to MJ, he works off a bit of space, and as soon as the game just started to stretch a little bit, then he's the right person in terms of that. So the moment we were able to move around their midfield and just create a little bit of space around their back line, and that was the moment for MJ. So it wasn't a case of not wanting to use him, it was a case of when to use him at the right time.
I think, I must say, I quite enjoyed seeing Josh Key up front today.
Well, that shows where we're at. Yeah. Look, I actually wanted to bring Sam off a little bit earlier than I did. He's had a calf tightness, which is a real worry, and last thing we want to do is lose Sam Nombe, so I probably kept him on a little bit longer than I should have done, and we always had an idea maybe we could put Tim up front, but he was starting to tire as well. So Josh Key is a makeshift centre forward, but we knew exactly what he could provide, which is legs, honesty. He'd compete, he's good enough in the air, and if he was ever going to run anywhere, it was going to be down the sides of him.
Obviously we saw Sam at full time with the ice on his calf. Is that just precautionary, or are you concerned?
Yeah, look, he's never played this amount of games, and he looks so robust, and the amount of distance he covers at a certain speed is incredible. He keeps on breaking the GPS records, so I don't want to wrap him up in cotton wool in any way, because I want to keep on using him, but we've got to be mindful that if he breaks, that's a big player for us. So like I said, I probably wanted to take him off a little bit sooner than I did tonight, but the game was so tight, and you know, it was going to take one moment. So I'm really pleased we've won without him on the pitch towards the end.
Some key incidents away from the goal. Obviously it hotted up a little bit. Alex Hartridge involved in that tussle. What did you make of that one?
Well, the lad went at him a little bit, and they both ended up on the floor and had a little tussle. Look, he was a physical centre forward, so I've got no problem in relation to those bits and pieces. My yellow card came out with the frustration that I think one of their players had made 6 or 7 fouls and not been booked, or hadn't been booked in that time, and then Nigel makes one tackle and gets a booking for it. So that was my frustration, and that's why I told the referee and forth. But you want to see a bit of passion, you know, from their touchline, from their bench, and from the players on the pitch. And not that the game needed that, but it might have needed something just to spark it into life, and wasn't as if we were acting in any way. It's because we care.
And obviously, apart from that one moment, the lads just kept their cool and got the job done.
Yeah, look, they had to. And look, the goal changed it, of course. It made it put more pressure on the opposition. But in relation to the flow of the game, we just had to wait for our moment, and it came so late. I hope the performance hasn't took too much out of the group in relation to the weekend, because that's just the next opportunity.
We saw, again, just like Saturday, the scenes at full time. The lads are just loving every moment that the fans are giving them.
Yeah, look, Tuesday night replay, let's be honest about how well or how poorly the FA Cup has been attended this season. So I was really pleased to see the big bank like it was, see the whole ground in good voice. It's a long way for the Bradford supporters to travel, but full credit to them, and they'd stay until the end. But it made it feel like a bit of a cup tie, and there was something on it. It could easily have been a drab affair tonight, which is not what we wanted. We wanted the strength of being at home, if that makes sense. So I was really pleased with the impact the fans had.
I'm not sure if you've seen the result from the other game, but it is Cambridge in the next round away from home, where we picked up a decent result last season in the league. Yeah, look,
they obviously got promoted out of our league last season, and last season results won't play a part in that tie. That feels a long way off at the moment. We'll enjoy tonight, rest and recover, get the boys ready for the weekend. But I was pleased with that, because Bradford are a top team, and they've been in a good run of form as well. So we somehow ground out what we needed to, and then added some quality towards the end.
I imagine. I mean, the answer to this is probably inevitable, but you'll be looking at changes for Saturday. There'll be tired legs out there.
Yeah. But pleasing to get Aurora on the pitch again and in the flow of a different type of game. No disrespect to the Bristol Rovers of the world or the under-23s games or the Checker Trade games or Papa John's games. Getting Josh Cole and Aurora exposed to proper League 2 type football was really important tonight. I'm pleased with their displays. They'll keep improving and they'll want more, but that will be the first time they've experienced that level of football.